So welcome back, guys, welcome back, guys, to the stream of Fate Extella, the Umbral Star. Let me put the sound a little bit lower. And before you're gonna watch it, I wanna say though is that all the storyline segments are blocked in this game, and there is actually a huge amount of story. Even though I have no idea what the story is about, it is absolutely random. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know if I really give a shit about the story. But the gameplay, holy damn, the gameplay is rock solid. So I'm in the first stage. This is like the tutorial. Oh, there are side missions, but that's pretty cool. I'm level 8, okay. So this plays like a standard warrior slash Masao game. But it's done really good. Not only does it look graphically pretty good, there are literally hundreds of enemies on screen, like literally hundreds. I think that the highest amount of KOs I got was in the last stage, and that was about 9,000. So that is higher than pretty much any other Masao game I ever played. Hey, what's up, Radical Reggie? We definitely are the physical master race. Radical, did you hear about Utawara and Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus getting physical releases in the West this year? I don't know if there is a... I don't know if... Wait up. I don't know if there is a option to have English English voices. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. Is the game blocked at the moment? Can someone say that? Because I think that the gameplay you can see, but all the storyline segments in the game are completely blocked. But to be honest, like, I have tried to understand the story, and I'm like, I really don't give a shit. Like, the story is so weird. Like, it seems you're in a digital world, and I really don't know. But Radical Reggie, I haven't seen any options to clarify. Now, as you can see, literally hundreds of enemies on screen and no frame rate drop whatsoever. Like, absolutely nothing. This is something not even Samurai Warriors has, or One Piece. It's really good. You can clearly see that Marvelous has put in a huge amount of effort in making this game run solid. Yeah, they announced it today, Radical Reggie. Definitely Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. That game seems to be extremely good, and the EX version is even better. And last year they announced the Vita version coming, but just a vanillaware, and they were like, oh no, we don't have any plans to release the updated PS4 version. But now they have announced the PS4 version, so I'm super happy. It's coming out this summer. And also the Utawara game, Utawanara, whatever how this game is called. It's a really weird name. It's also coming in the summer for this year. So we are already getting information about, you know, the games coming out after April, you know, after the absolute tsunami of games being released. What's up, The Flash? I was hoping though that I would get Gravity Rush 2 today because I had a day off just to play Gravity Rush, but I didn't get it. But I got this one. I'm like, okay, I can play, at least play this one. The only thing that at the moment is a little bit annoying is you're actually fighting the same enemies every time. Now I don't know if that's gonna change because I don't know how many levels there are in this segment of the game, but at the moment that's kind of cheap. Yeah, they did, Reggie, and they also said why. Because of the weather and the holidays, Sony's factories haven't been making the proper amount of games. So the games are just not made yet. I can't wait for Gravity Rush 2. And what I also really respect and like is that the director of Gravity Rush actually said, like, we make the game so that we don't need any day one patches, and you don't have any day one patch. It is pretty much a rock solid 30 frames, no game breaking bugs or whatever. The game seems to be complete. By the way, this game also does not have a day one patch. It does have well, maybe it's a day one patch, like a really small 20 megabytes patch that fixes, I think, a little bit of text. But you can, the game is playable from start to finish without any patches. Again, the Japanese shows is showing the world how you make games. What's up, Triforce? Bitch, you got Gravity Rush, I didn't. Kinda annoying. Even though your game zone did send it out to me, I didn't get it. But I got this one, so. I really need to put in, quite a lot of hours into this game and Gravity Rush these couple of days, because, next week we have Tales of Berseria and Yakuza 0. I don't have time to play these. So I'm pretty happy actually that Fate Extella came out now. And Marvelous is actually the developers of Senran Kagura. And also Valkyria Drive, that game on the Vita. And I have a hunch that they are going to release an updated version of Valkyria Drive for PS4, at least in Japan this year. I really think they're going to announce that. So mark my freaking words, Valkyria Drive is coming to PS4. Not officially, but I think it will happen. One of the reasons is I think the Vita hardware is just not strong enough. It has huge frame rate drops, but it's definitely a game that would benefit being released on PS4 and being released in the West. And of course also this game signifies the first one this year and the beginning of the absolute tsunami of games that are gonna come out. It's freaking not normal. I mean, look at all the enemies on screen, look at all the action, what's going on, and still rock solid frame rate. There are some gamers who say, oh, the Dynasty Warrior games, graphically they don't look that good because, there are so many enemies on screen, the PS4 can't handle it. Well, of course the PS4 can handle it. But I do think that Marvelous is a bigger company. I don't really know that for sure. But if I remember Marvelous, the games that they're releasing, they have really good talent and they have bigger budgets than klaudkil. And that's a plus too. This game is not a full price game. I got this for 41 euros. So, pretty cool. I also have predicted that, by the way, now that we talk about prices. At the beginning of the generation, I said that certain games, they need to have different prices. We need to have indies, being 25, 20, 30, smaller games like this, needs to be a lower price. And I, predicted that that would happen, that the time that every game is 60 bucks is at an end. Nobody buys it anymore. And to do, we have that. Also, there's a new Guilty Gear coming out, and they actually said that you have a free, you have an update. You can update your original Guilty Gear, or you can buy a physical release, and that's going to be at a good price. So I suspect the new Guilty Gear not to be 60, but to be like 30 or 40. Now 40 would still be a little bit too expensive, but 30 is a pretty good deal. As you can see in the KO bar at the right underside, I almost have 4,000 KOs. That is just how many units this game is pumping out. I think I lost. Did I lose? How? Maybe I wasn't, I don't know, maybe I did something wrong. That's weird. Mission failed, yeah. It's actually not funny. No, it's not. Yeah, it's really weird that like every story segment is blocked, and then it's unblocked, and unblocked, and then unblocked. That's really annoying. What's up, Joey? How are you doing? Yes, it finally came out. Indeed. Destroy the plants. Okay, so where's the other aggressor? There has to be one here, right? So I'm leaving the sector. Yes, this is a really fast-paced game. It's definitely a little bit different than the other Warrior games. Of course, I do expect Dragon Quest Heroes 2 to just be the better game. Level up, level 10 now. Boobs. Well, it definitely won't be the biggest game this year, but Dragon Quest Heroes for me is definitely, I'm really anticipating it. I love the Dragon Quest Heroes, the first one. Okay, so where do we go now? Oh yeah, let's see aggressiveness. I got my piggies. You can also transform. I think I destroyed the nest. Or the plants. The plants create the enemies. So they spawn the enemy soldiers. Yeah, I got the game a little bit earlier. Here in the European network store, it still says pre-order. Of course, I got the physical release because why the hell would I, buy it on digital? But it's officially coming out the 20th of January. Also, Gravity Rush is also on its way. I'm gonna get the game tomorrow, so I'm trying to put in a couple of hours in this game until Gravity Rush comes out, and I'll be playing that, of course. Oh, got it. Yakuza 6, holy shit, I can't wait to play that. Oh my god, I can't wait. Really, I can't wait. But, it's gonna be really hard because Yakuza 0 and Tales of Berseria are coming out in the same freaking week. Both of them are really big games, and both of these games I am extremely anticipating. But I do think that since I love RPGs, that I am rather going to play Berseria and then Yakuza. Also today though, I started playing Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World. It seems interesting. Well, Yakuza's always good. Yakuza games are freaking fantastic. So you can never go wrong with a Yakuza game. Well, Yakuza is not truly open world. it is the same system that Shenmue actually uses. Is that there is a big map, like a big like city, and I think that Yakuza 0 has multiple cities that are explorable, and you can unlock stuff, you can do missions, so it is a really big game, but it's not like, you know, Grand Theft Auto. They're more like really big maps. Yeah, like really big sections. And we're talking about like a big part of a city. I think you have like at least you have like Kamurocho from Tokyo, Japan, like with the Millennium Tower and stuff. Yakuza 5 had like 5 different cities. Some of them were big, some of them were small, there was like a little town. But holy shit, so much content in that game. So I kill the other one. No, there are more characters you can select. You know, it's pretty much like a Dynasty Warrior, you know, Samurai Warrior game. You have multiple characters you can play with. There are 3 main storylines in the game, and for free mode you unlock like the other characters. Yes, Senran Peach Beach Splash is also coming out this year. Not entirely sure if a Western release has been confirmed though, but I bet it's coming. It's almost like guaranteed. There is a way to unlock Saber. Isn't this Saber? Because this is my first Fate game ever. I also never watched the anime, so... Isn't this Saber? Oh, this is not Saber? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, that's Nero, but isn't that like the same? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, they look familiar. Okay, but then it's like pretty much you're playing with Saber. Just only the name is different. But there is a story arc though that says Saber, so maybe that's it. Oh, really? Well, you know, I just got the game, so I'm not gonna check out spoilers on a PlayStation channel. I'm just gonna play the game, see what happens. That was a secret. Okay. It's pretty cool that I still have that. Most games' secrets are DLC. Bang. It is much faster than Dynasty Warriors. In a lot of points, this game is a lot better. Of course, I don't know like how the other characters play. Maybe there are a couple of low, you know, player characters that has a lower battle style, like a slower battle style. But as of right now, this game is freaking fast. Gilgamesh! Isn't that from Final Fantasy, Gilgamesh? The guy with the golden armor. Well, I haven't seen Gilgamesh as of right now. I mean, this is the 4th level in the game, so I'm really just at the end. At the beginning, I mean. King of Heroes. Gilgamesh, the King of Heroes. Here, like 6,000 kills. You definitely never had that in Dynasty Warriors. Or any warrior game for that matter. Well, it's still understandable where you have to go and what you have to do is you have a map. But yeah, the action is definitely really fast. It's blocking the screen pretty much the entire time. Well, you get used to it. Bang! This game is surprisingly really fun. Like, I was expecting almost like a clone of Dynasty Warriors, but this is definitely something different. At least it has the battle style of Dynasty Warriors, but that's it. What's up, Ace Brand? Holy shit, yes! I am so happy that Tokyo Xanuda EX is coming to the West for PS4. We are already getting information about games after April, after the tsunami has calmed down. And also the other one is coming out physically for PS4. The, what is it called, like Utawara? It's a really weird name. It's like a visual novel slash strategy game. Oh my god, I can't wait. This year is going to be extraordinary. Like, you know, I don't want to sound like a stupid fanboy, but I won't say Sony, but let's just say that PlayStation itself, you know, PlayStation in general, is going to show this year why it's the market leader and why PlayStation is such a big name. You know, why, you know, it's the power of PlayStation is having so many games, such diversity in games, and hopefully good quality. Yeah, Xbox only, Xbox, you know, Microsoft, I don't know what they're gonna show at E3. Like, they need something pretty good. And hoping that that won't get cancelled, of course. I got almost 9,000 kills. Holy shit! What? Yeah, I mean, it's almost now guaranteed that we will be getting Trails of Cold Steel 3 here in the West. It's guaranteed. Now with Tokyo Xanadu coming out, I know it's coming out. It's pretty much guaranteed. And I also really like that from the get-go, it's also coming to Steam. You know, more sales is better. This is definitely, you know, this is pretty much another golden age of at least Japanese gaming. You know, PS4 is still selling well in Japan. So, I'm really happy. You know, the Japanese games in the West are you know, getting more popular. You know, yeah, to be honest, I don't really know much about Tokyo Xanadu. Like, I don't know if it's like a JRPG or is it like a, you know, a action like Akiba's Strip, or it's like a visual novel. But from the screenshot I have seen, you know, it looks really interesting. Oh, really? So it's... Yeah, I mean, we don't have to forget, because Square Enix is not saying anything about Final Fantasy 12. I have a hunch that it's not coming out at the beginning of this year, because they haven't said anything about it. Also, of course, you know, the remake of 7, if it's gonna come out this year, I don't think so. I don't think that Final Fantasy 7 Remake will be fully out on PS3. I think that, you know, when the last chapter comes out, we are already full away in, you know, next gen, so... Yeah, well, that's true. Maybe Square Enix will announce, you know, a release date for 7 with the Final Fantasy 13 30th anniversary. What's up, Snatcher and L? I'm doing pretty good. I hope that, you know, there are rumors of, you know, Final Fantasy 1 up until 9 coming out on a collection. That would be incredible. Okay, let's head to the portal now then. Take over. I want to do 10,000 kills though, wait up. First I'm gonna do 10,000 kills. I know. Shut up. I want to do it. Yes! This is a Dynasty Warrior style game. Well, you know, if Final Fantasy 7 comes out in 2018 at the beginning, I would still be pretty happy, I think. Because this year is just stoked full of games. But I actually expect next year to be even bigger. 10,000 kills. Holy shit. Okay, so now I'm gonna at least kill the boss. 10,000 kills. Jesus hell. I also pre-ordered Nier, yes. Nier is coming a couple of days after Horizon. Like what? How to apply costumes you buy? Can you buy costumes? I don't know. Can you? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen an option for costumes, so... Go to the portal. Okay. Portal screen. Ah, Tamaro. Tamamo. What a name. There were special pre-order costumes. Oh, really? In the PSN store. I didn't get anything. Maybe I got an email. And you know, on PSN it still says that it's on pre-order, so the game is officially not out yet here in Europe. But I already got a copy. well, I don't know about God of War, because Sony already has Horizon, Gran Turismo, and Uncharted. So those are 3 big games. I don't think God of War, I don't think they are going to pitch God of War against Uncharted. They're not gonna do that. I think that God of War is coming out at the beginning of next year. Rank A. That's what I think. What's up, Elite Kurt 27? I'm really sorry, but I don't subscribe people randomly. I don't do that. In America, the game is indeed out, but here in Europe, it's not out yet. That's not entirely true, H-Brand. We only know that God of War is playable from start to finish, and it could also mean that it's just a really bare bone version of the game. So maybe they're working on the graphics or whatever, but they didn't actually say that the game was finished from beginning to start. To end. Like all the storyline stuff I will do when I'm alone. You know, I'm not gonna make sure that you guys have Okay, so maybe here is costumes? No. No costumes. See, there are different playable characters. Install skills. Oh, I got another one. There's so many skills though. Who is my... Yes, you can change the difficulty to hard. Easy, normal, hard. I can show you that. The thing is that it says it needs a... Or they require... You know, they recommend a certain level. So we have the 4th stage, and it says easy, recommended level 12, and hard, recommended level 26. And you know, I'm not level 26. My favorite character, I have no idea. This is the first character I'm playing, so you probably saw the comment on your latest video, another whiner about how unhappy he is with PS4. Let me check that out. Where is the stupid whiner? How can you be isn't happy with the PS4. So he says, because I want to talk about this, 3 years in and PS4 still hasn't given me enough games to care about. Personal opinion. Indies, Uncharted, Last Guardian and some fighting games isn't enough. Time to make a switch, I suppose. So he says that the PS4, and I'm going to show you, the PS4 doesn't have enough games. But he wants to buy the Nintendo Switch that only has 3 noteworthy games coming out this year. Huh? That doesn't make any sense. Really, that doesn't. So if you're watching this, that doesn't make any sense. There are more than 40 games coming out from now up until April. 40 games coming out. And that is without the limited run games. That could make it more like 60 or maybe 70. And sure, it all depends on, you know, do you like the games? Do you like the genre? But the PlayStation, I won't say Sony, but the PlayStation has every genre. It has everything, pretty much. Ooh la la! Altera! She looks sexy! So saying that the PlayStation doesn't have any, you know, noteworthy games is pretty much something that most gamers who actually think logically will never say. Like, you can say, my opinion is, you know, I don't really care about the games that Sony offers, but it's almost impossible to say that, oh, the PS4 doesn't have enough games for me to buy one. It's the most stupid comment ever. And, like, PC gamers say that a lot, and it's just bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. He didn't even mention Bloodborne, Gravity Rush, Ratchet & Clank, and all the other games that are coming out. Sony has a lot, or PlayStation has a lot of exclusives console-wise. But of course, a lot of the Japanese games are also coming to PC. But still, in the, in the console industry, PS4 has more exclusives than pretty much everything else combined. And this year, it's just gonna segment that even further. There is no denial that the PS4 is creating one of the biggest libraries ever created. I don't think it's gonna beat PS2, but it has a big chance of beating the PlayStation 1, beating the Wii. It's going to be massive. It's going to be absolutely massive. Where is the one? Maybe he was a PC glorious master race bullcrap bullshit. I absolutely loved the new Zelda trailer. You know, I've been saying this many times. I am going to buy the Switch. Just not now. Not for 300. Not with only a couple of games, but I eventually think I will buy the Switch. And of course I'm gonna play Zelda. That game looks absolutely fantastic, like a game specifically up my alley. it looks amazing. And even though graphically it may look like an old gen game, it's just so beautiful made. The design, the art design, the world, it looks absolutely fantastic. I have no doubt in my mind that Zelda is going to be an absolute masterpiece, remembered years and years to come. Going to be an absolute classic of a game. When people forget about Horizon, people will still be talking about Zelda, Breath of the Wild. I have no doubt in my mind that that's gonna happen. Ooh, it's a pretty cool character. Ryder, Great King of Conqueror, Iskandar. Why do all these names sound so familiar? Gilgamesh, Iskandar. And I'm like, that's not that much, but some Nintendo fans seem to believe that this is going to have the biggest launch ever. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. If I remember correctly, at least on Amazon, the PlayStation Pro was #1 for like weeks and weeks. And, it didn't sell that much. Zelda is like going to be sold to the hardcore, Nintendo fans, and after that, who knows how much it's gonna sell, but Nintendo still has a big following for good reasons. They're incredible. Nintendo is still, as I said so many times, the only company that actually is a gaming company. They truly care about gaming. Yeah, I mean, 2 million isn't that much. I think that the PS4 sold like 4.5 million in its first month, or first week actually. So, or first month, I don't know. It's not that much. And every system sells a lot in the first couple of weeks. So let's see what happens in April and May and all the other months that almost no games are coming out for the system. Let's see what's going to happen in the holidays. Yeah, I mean, the Switch also seems to not have trophies or achievements. It also does not have streaming capabilities right off the bat. It only has like sharing a picture or a video, but they didn't say that you can stream stuff. And streaming is pretty big. I mean, even I do it, and I am doing it more because I really like it. So I think it's a bad choice for Nintendo for the streaming, but I don't think that the hardware can actually do it. Like, the hardware is already super weak, if we have to believe all the rumors. So let alone that it has to stream all the stuff. But Switch, I mean, I'm really curious. Like, as of right now, the Switch is getting Japanese support that are pretty much ports of PS4 games. And extremely downgraded. I don't know if you have seen the screenshots of Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2. But graphically and the frame rate and stuff has been downgraded a lot. It feels more like a upgraded Vita game than a PS4 port. So if Switch is only getting ports of PS4 games, then there is almost no reason for me to buy a Switch. Besides Zelda, Mario Kart, because I do like Mario Kart, and Xenoblade. Because that game seems to be awesome. Well, I can guarantee you that Switch is going to be better than Xbox. That is guaranteed. I think that, I don't know of course what Microsoft is doing with Scorpio, but if Scorpio doesn't sell, I truly believe that Microsoft just gives up. They just don't care anymore. They're like, okay, whatever. You know, let's concentrate on PC. Because, you know, with Skillbound, it just doesn't seem they give a shit anymore. Well, I imagine Dragon Quest XI on Switch hugely downgraded. But hey, you know, fans of Switch will say, oh, but it's portable. You know, PS4 is not portable, Switch is, and they're right. Also, Nintendo also announced that 3DS is going nowhere. So we could potentially see the Vita and the 3DS having a huge lifespan, like absolutely huge. I don't see Sony, you know, discontinuing the Vita. They just don't support it anymore. They let other people support it. But, you know, it's still selling okay-ish, I think. At least at 3DS, it will definitely get a huge amount of support still. So, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, they are going to push more for PC. That's what I think Microsoft is gonna do. They will just say, oh, you know, consoles, they're a dying breed, the console era is over, and, you know, we're gonna support the PC from now on. There won't be a Vita 2, trust me on it. No one can beat mobile, and no one can beat Nintendo in the handheld department, and Sony is not going to try it again. Sony knows how to make money with the consoles, and they will keep doing that up until no one cares about it anymore. That's why, you know, I fully am aware, I fully think that PlayStation 5 is going to be fully compatible with PS4. Still physical releases, still physical games, you know, better VR, and they're pretty much going to just keep pumping out exclusives. They know that that's why people buy a console, and that reason will increase when pretty much all the, you know, third-party support is also on PC. People will be buying a console just to play the exclusives. And that's why Sony is just making so many exclusives. Same set with Nintendo, of course. Yeah, that is really weird. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Patcher, you know, the idiot, he's like one of the worst analysts ever. He predicted like, oh, the end of consoles. This is going to be the worst generation ever. It's going to be the end. And if I'm not mistaken, a couple of weeks ago, he actually said that, oh, the PlayStation 4 could be, you know, as good as PS2, blah, 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 blah. He also is saying that, like, the Switch is in trouble, it's not gonna sell. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Dude, you don't know shit. I really don't understand why people still believe in Patcher. He's an idiot. An absolute idiot. I am better at predicting stuff than him. Yet he earns way more than me. There's definitely something wrong with that. Yeah, he's flipping coins just to please certain people. Holy shit, what the fuck did I do? I don't know who Colin is, and to be honest, I don't know what hyperbole means. Can hyperbole sometimes. I don't know what that means. I'm not that smart. Oh, he's overreacting. Okay. Yeah, it seems that a lot of analysts, you know, they don't truly, like, here's the thing, like, if you are a gamer, like a real gamer, because of course casual gamers, you know, they won't have that, but if you're a real gamer, you have been gaming for years, you know, you have seen the, you know, the end of the great Japanese, you know, golden age. You know, you have seen, you know, PS3 just absolutely failing, and then having a rebirth. You have seen through a lot of generations, from Nintendo being, you know, the underdog, to having, you know, created the motion control hype, to the Pokemon Go hype, you know, to the Switch, to whatever, GameCube. If you have witnessed all of these generations and you're interested in why did this happen? Why did that happen? And now you look at what's happening right now, it is easy to predict a lot of stuff. So I have no idea why people like Patcher were saying, oh, this generation is going to be the last, it's going to be the worst ever, if we were clearly seeing evidence that, hey, you know, developers were saying, oh, you know, this generation of consoles, they are so easy to develop for, you know, we're seeing, you know, PC games can easily be ported to console, and console games to PC. And definitely after like a year or two, and at least last year, you can clearly predict and see that, hey, there is something going on. You know, if we look at Western games, they take a long time to create. And they don't release that often anymore. You don't see a lot of big Western releases. Besides FIFA, Call of Duty, but you don't see it that many games being created by, you know, Western developers. So you're like, okay, what's going on? Well, why? Because Western developers try to push for graphics so much that it takes a huge amount of time to actually create a game, because they have so much work in the graphic department. We're seeing an incredible increase in Japanese games. And then you're thinking, but why? Why on PS3? Didn't we almost have any Japanese games? And why do we have so much now? Then you can think to your, and then, you know, you're gonna do some research and you know, check out some interviews, and you can clearly read that a lot of Japanese developers had a hard time with the HD graphics, with the cell processor, that they weren't ready for next generation of graphics, and they really struggled with it. And now, because they have gotten you know, a claim to it a little bit, and you know, the PS4 and Xbox 360 being so easy to develop for, you see that they are finally picking up steam again and releasing so many games, because it's for them. Not only do they don't really care about graphics, so they can make games a lot faster, they can focus on what they think is more important, the gameplay and the experience of the game itself. And that's why we're seeing an increase in, you know, the Japanese games, the rebirth of the Japanese gaming market. And it was just a matter of time until we also saw that, hey, you know, the PS4 is selling more than PS3. Why? Because it has more support. It's pretty easy to, you know, connect the dots. So I have no idea why people like Patcher just don't see it. Why don't they see it? Because they're not real gamers. They don't truly care about gaming. Ben Studios, isn't that the creator of Days Gone? Didn't Days Gone create a huge buzz? They're not gonna, you know, it all depends on, like, Days Gone is gonna be a pretty good game, hopefully. It's gonna sell good. They're not gonna close everyone. I mean, it sucked that Sony closed so many good developers. But I hope they realize that Sony has a huge amount of, you know, developing teams, and you know, they're pumping out more games than Microsoft and Nintendo combined. So what the hell are they talking about? You know, Shueisha himself said, you know, Sony is working on a lot of unannounced games, so. Only because they shut down the studio and replaced a lot of the staff to another studio doesn't mean all of a sudden that, you know, they're gonna not make more games. Well, Days Gone looks like a really cool game. Like an open world zombie game where the zombies have like a system like in War Z, that they can pile up each other and they run towards you like in a mob. That is cool. And he should be. Days Gone looks like a really cool game. Like, again, sure, you can say, oh, another zombie game, but it's an exclusive. It's from Sony. You know it's gonna be good. You know they're gonna do all they can to make sure that this game is awesome. Wait up one second. think that's... this game has 16 characters. What's up, Forest Reviews? I saw you play this game too. This game is really cool. How are you doing, by the way? Are you still making videos? I saw that Aerodynamics is making videos again. That was pretty cool. He lost a lot of weight. No! Holy shit, I died. Really? Oh. Holy shit. That's pretty cool, and you can actually revive, because these levels actually take a lot of time. It's not like in Dynasty Warriors where, you know, the levels are like a couple of minutes. It's pretty long levels. Yeah, I've seen it. There's also, by the way, I think it was H. Brand who said that, but there is a European and an American special box set for this game. I just got the regular version though, just, you know, the normal game. Look at the box art though. Look how awesome it looks. This is a really good box art. I really like the box art. It's really cool. So, Forrest, what games are you anticipating this year? Yes, H. Brand. The game is from Marvelous. This is actually the third game that Marvelous, and then the fourth game. Wait up. Wait up. Wait up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's the third game from Marvelous on PS4. You have the fighting game, Senran Kagura, and you have this game. Well, the extra team, why would you care about that? Go buy the physical game, it's so much cooler than a team. Teams can always be downloaded. You know that, right? You mean the Fate Night games or Fate games? I do have one game on PSP. I actually traded that with Forest Reviews. Those were. Did you remember the games that we traded? Fate Night was one of the games that you traded with me. I still have it. Where is it actually? Oh wait, it's there. No, where is it? Hey! Holy shit! Where the fuck is the Fate Night game? Persona, Pretty. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Oh wait, there it is. Yeah, see, there it is. I had the limited edition. Holy shit, I thought I lost it, but no. Oh, it's a sequel. Yeah, and Fate Night was one of those. And Persona. Oh, do you have the visual novels? Because aren't they like also an anime? Yeah, the West never got Fate CCC. Shannon, I got this game for 41 euros. This is not a full retail price, so that's pretty good, right? Kingdom Hearts also comes out this month, but I won't be buying it at launch. I have too much to play, like Gravity Rush, this game, Tales of Berseria and Yakuza. Too much to play. So I won't be buying any other games besides the limited run ones, but that's it. And it's gonna save me a lot of money. A lot. I already pre-ordered all the games for like January, February and March. So that's it. Nothing more. Nier, isn't that the box set that Forest Review was talking about? Because this game is definitely not £45. At least not where I bought it. And of course we have euros, so from not pounds, but... Or maybe you're looking at the PlayStation Store. The PlayStation Store is overpriced. Buy the physical game. Come on dudes, buy the physical games. Talking about physical games, this weekend will be the next episode of the Physical Master Race, and holy shit, I got some awesome games that I found out getting a physical release. You started trading older games? I still need to buy Shantae. I have Genie Heroes. Well, this is actually something I was absolutely shocked with, but one of my best friends, she's not a gamer, but she did play games, you know, when she was younger. She actually has the limited edition Pikachu Nintendo 64 that's being hailed as one of the most rarest consoles you can have. She has it. Like, what? When she actually said it, I'm like, no, you're joking. You don't have that system. And then she showed it to me. I'm like, holy shit, you have it. And because she almost never played on it, it is in perfect condition. She is going to catch a high price for that system. And, you know, I could say like, oh, I will buy it for you for $50 and, you know, never say that it's, you know, a super rare system, but I will never do something like that with, you know, people I care about. So I just, you know, honestly told her this is something extremely rare, and you can have you can get a, you know, a big amount of money for it. €55, that is a standard price for most AAA games. But luckily I'll never have to, you know, spend so much money on a game. I got like Horizon for €49. That's pretty good, right? I think that's the standalone version for us. Or maybe that's the special edition, I don't know. Yeah, see the standard version. Holy shit, 12,000 kills! This game is insane! With the amount of enemies on screen and having a rock solid frame rate. Like, what? Like, the field is littered with enemies and there's no frame rate drop whatsoever. Like, none. Nothing. Japanese developers are showing the West how you make games. It's just sad that it's not selling the amount that I would wanna hope for games like this to sell. This game deserves at least like 500,000, but that's never gonna happen. Oh, Yakuza 0's getting a box set. That's pretty cool. You got Final Fantasy. I got Final Fantasy 15 for 47, if I'm not mistaken, or 48. They're, by the way, going to patch the game up again with photo mode. I hope they're at the end going to release like a complete edition. By the way, how freaking many of these aggressors are there here? Yeah, the last Guardian was kind of a mess. That definitely was not their best, sadly. But lucky for them though, still people absolutely loved it. I don't get it. Why are these aggressors keep respawning? They should die. I don't get it. Like, and again, like what? Huh? Oh, there's a plant there. God damn it! Didn't saw that. You did not like The Last Guardian? Oh, why? I mean, The Last Guardian is definitely not for everyone. Gameplay-wise, I also didn't really like it, but the game definitely was special and very emotional. Finally, I took this one. Well, now they took the other one. Never-ending spiral. Really? Which one? Was that the fighting game on PS2? Because I actually have that. Yeah, I saw that interview H-Brand where he said that he was trying to make a new game, and he said that it's pretty much going to be also like an action-adventure type of game. Oh, you got a Nintendo Switch pre-order? Nintendo Switch is going to be hopefully a really good system. Zelda looks amazing. Advanced Chrysalit, pretty cool name. At the moment, you are pretty much fighting the same enemies, so it seems, yeah. Of course, I am still at the 5th level, so I don't know how many levels there are in the game. Maybe you will see different enemies, but pretty much like a Samurai Warrior, Dynasty Warrior game, you're fighting the same enemies. Okay, so I got this one. 15,000 kills though. Ah, that's the boss. Yeah, maybe you will. The move list is indeed like Dynasty Warriors, but I mean Marvelous, you know, is well known for having really action-based games. You know, Samurai Kagura, Valkyria Drive. So it definitely has a bigger move set, and it looks a lot flashier than on the Dynasty Warrior games or the Warrior games. Let's say, just keep it at that. As you can clearly see that it's a lot faster than Dynasty Warriors, a lot faster. Thank you. Definitely go and check out the game. Buy the physical release. Don't buy digital. Digital sucks. What, another character introduction. Oh wait. Is that Jean, like Jean d'Arc? What? This is so weird. Like, why are there characters that are named like that? I don't get it. Well, you know, sales, that's what I think. Especially with SOCOM. Also, the quality of SOCOM was just, compared to PS2, bad. Like, SOCOM 4 was alright. It was a cool game. I liked it. But it was nothing compared to SOCOM 2. I also have Persona Dancing All Night, and I can guarantee you, I have a 55-inch television. It does not play well on television. It does not. Play it on your Vita. Okay, so that's why they have really famous names. They are actually famous historical characters. Okay. That is interesting to know. Because I was wondering, like, what? You know, I know this name from somewhere. So they're historical figures. Oh, you're playing the storyline. I haven't played the storyline with Persona Dancing All Night. I just want to, you know, just randomly play the game. So, holy shit, I finally beat this level! Holy damn! Yeah, that's, you know, pretty much, you know, has to do with the development. Even though I do have to say, though, is that Liverpool Studios is like a really big mistake. Because the Wipeout games were quality, it just didn't sell, at least not on the Vita. But Zipper Interactive, I mean, Mag was nice, but the SOCOM game, you know, it was a nice game, but they changed it so much to try and be like a Call of Duty. That didn't go well with, you know, the big time SOCOM fans. 40 minutes it took me for this level. 40 minutes.
素晴らしい。大した腕じゃねえか。
Arturia Saber. Oh, it's King Arthur. Okay. Okay. Yeah, storyline. Oh, really? Why it's so late? Bye-bye, Forest reviews. Good luck on your work. They fucked up Starhawk. In my opinion, Starhawk was... I liked it. Like, I would never spend $60 on it, but I liked Starhawk. It was pretty cool. It was definitely not as good as Warhawk, though. I really liked Warhawk. I think you can switch character mid-level. Because I've already done it. See? Change. Switches between your main servant and a sub-servant. So you can do that, indeed. I don't truly understand what the crafting system is, though. The Switch won't live long. I hope it does, but that's true. Trouble? No, there's no trouble. There's just storyline. It's really annoying that the storyline is getting blocked because I have to rewatch it, you know, when I'm just playing on my own. Battle. 5th stage. Yeah, that's what I heard too, that they're indeed really afraid of spoilers. Especially, I think, for the Western market, because, you know, a lot of Japanese games first come out in Japan, then they come out in the West. But yeah, it seems that they're really putting in effort into make sure that people don't get spoiled. Something that's kind of weird, because games will always be spoiled, and it all depends on how you treat, how you deal with it. Like myself, I don't watch gameplay. I don't watch streams, of games I'm gonna play. And for that matter, oh well, I finally got Gilgamesh. For that matter, if I have a game like Gravity Rush or this and that, I will always say that, hey, there's spoilers in his stream. Of course, if I'm playing a storyline-based game, you're gonna see spoilers. But yeah, they are blocking out a lot of these games. Yeah, small studios are definitely afraid, especially if the game is like heavily in storyline, like Firewatch. If you see my stream, that's Firewatch. There is no point for anyone to play the game if you, watch the stream or any other streams. It's a small game and easy, to just check out the stream and that's it. If I'm not mistaken though, the next Tales of game won't have such high censorship or blocking for the gameplay. Because Tales of Hysteria, you couldn't stream anything at all almost. But it seems that the demo is streamable, so I bet you can stream the game. Like maybe not the ending or something, but... Gilgamesh. Wait, hold on. 'Well, I don't know how Switch is gonna do in Japan, but I don't know. Like, since the 3DS is still going to be supported, you know, are the 3DS players really going to switch to the Switch, or just keep playing on their 3DSs? I don't know. Did I beat the motherfucker? Oh yes, I did. They do have the Nintendo fan base. Oh, there's a plant. Or maybe they create like a really big sized one. Or maybe make a smaller one. Like a handheld only Switch. Maybe. Without the dock. I see that happening. Where the fuck am I? Like, really? Yeah, I think that didn't the 3DS finally sold more when they dropped the price dramatically?
様と競い合いたくなった。嫌ですね。世の兵たちの窮地だ。急ぐぞマスター。主よ、我が旗に無念。務めを果たせば。私が至らなかったから主よ、お許しを。
助かりました。この恩はいずれ必ず。サーバントを倒したようだな。この調子で敵の戦力を削いでいこう。
Yeah, I remember that they slashed the price dramatically pretty early on, and if the Switch not gonna sell well, I actually think that they are going to do that again, slashing the price of the Switch. I remember that also, that it was definitely respectable. You know, if you're making bad decisions and the company is bleeding, you know, you have to take responsible. And that was just definitely respectable what he did. I remember that. Definitely kudos to Iwata. Sadly, he passed away though. Really, Switch was his idea from Wada? That's pretty cool. Sadly, he never, you know, witnessed or saw it.
の損害が大きくなっているな。判断はそなたに任せ。味方の損害が大きくなっているな。判断はそなたに任せよう。制圧完了だ。土地は多ければ多いほど良い。愛の力思い知ったか。
Yeah, I saw new people I never saw from Nintendo. The Finner guy that was introducing 1-2 Switch. What a stupid game, by the way. Like, really.
同感だアレキサンダー大王。とろける時だ。同感だアレキサンダー大王。いや征服王イスカンダル。
Oh, no, no.
同感だアレキサンダー大王。いや征服王イスカンダル。行くぞ。はっいかん。あの劣勢は捨ておけぬ。早く助けに行かねば。
目覚ましい戦いだ。遠征しくじったわ。我が波動をここについえるか。
あの劣勢は捨ておけぬ。早く助けに行かねば。やっ天幕の飾りとなれ。こんなところか。
サーバントの撃破を確認。敵の戦力は確実に減っている。
我らの勝利だな。また一つ帝国の領土を増やしたぞ。先を急ぐ。気持ちいいな。はっふっふっはっふっ天幕の飾りとなれ。こんなところか。
ポータルが起動したのだ。アルテラはその先だ。抜かるなよ。よし、ポータルに向かってくれ。
いよいよだな、奏者よ。これが最後の決戦となるだろう。やっまだまだ行くぞ。落ちるがよい。セクタートラップか。奏者よ、コードキャストの用意を。コードキャストだ、奏者よ。
Really?
素晴らしい。お見事です。
奏者よ、回復を。
Yeah, with new and fresh ideas for new games. It'll be cool.
我らの勝利だな。また一つ帝国の領土を増やしたぞ。便利なものよな。気持ちいいな。先を急ぐぞ。
Altera.
決着をつけよう。ローマの皇帝へ。ブルーの剣士。相手にとって不足はない。
Yeah, that's the story you already told me, indeed. That he reconstructed Japan studios, making them work together.
戦闘
まずいぞ距離を取ってくれアルテラの力が増大して
とろける時だ
まずいぞ距離を取って戦えアルテラの力が増大している
What's up, Costless Gaming? I don't think the PS2 can use Wi-Fi, no. That is an old system. Yeah, it was definitely a mess. Hopefully The Last Guardian will sell well, and I hope Gravity Rush 2 will sell well. It seems that people absolutely love the game, so 90 minutes. Oh, we're actually at the final chapter. Okay. What? Of course Grand Theft Auto 5 is outselling Uncharted. Of course. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto is like one of the biggest names in gaming. That would be weird if Uncharted 4 would outsell that. That would be really weird. Look at that boob though. Well, of course we all know that Grand Theft Auto 5 already is making a huge amount of profit. I mean, it sold more than 60 million copies. Yeah. You know, last time I checked it was like 60 million, but it's just insane amount of copies. Insane. The game is good though, don't get me wrong. Grand Theft Auto is a really good game. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be a big game too. Definitely going to be one of the biggest games this year. If it still comes out, of course, this year. Ik had het gezien, Triforce, maar het is dus gewoon wel een officiële seal van Sony. Ik had die ook. Daar kan Limit Run de mijne gaan doen. Yeah, Sony is definitely going to bank in on Battlefront, Destiny, Call of Duty and Red Dead 2. Like, why would anyone have, you know, an exclusive contract with Microsoft where, you know, their system is not really doing that great? Top servant. God of War, I think, is going to be early 2018. I think that Days Gone is going to be the big blockbuster for this year, or maybe next year. I don't know. So I beat the first chapter, the first character. On to the next one. Yeah, I mean, they have been working on Days Gone for a long time, so I don't expect that game to take, a lot of time. But guys, I'm gonna end the stream though. Words arc, nameless side story added, new content added. Thanks a lot for watching, and like always, you will see me next time. Of course.